Alright, the gang's all here.
Imagine that you are a 14-year-old kid. You've had troubling start to your youth while growing up in a big city. 3 years ago, your mother died, and your father and you have a broken relationship. Now, Christmas time is rolling around, and you're standing on a subway platform waiting for the train to arrive. Because of the tight financial situation at home, you know that you're not going to have hardly as many gifts compared to the other kids. But then you see a slightly younger kid near you, playing with a portable gaming system. In a split second of impulsivity, you decide to take the portable gaming system from the other kid. In less time than it took you to take it, an undercover officer comes up and arrests you for stealing. You are then led to the precinct's holding area and spend the night handcuffed to a chair. This makes it impossible to lie down, and the cold room made it nearly impossible to sleep as well. You ask for a jacket to mitigate the cold, but the officer threatens you with a taser because you decided to speak. Finally, the morning comes, and your father shows up in time for your court hearing, where the judge sends you to decides to send you to a juvenile facility that will hopefully help keep troubled youth off the streets. You spend some time in there, but never really feel like you've worked through all of your hurt and anger and desire to steal. Because of this, you end up stealing a couple more times over the next couple of years. And because of this, you end up in an adult jail as a 16-year-old. All of this started with a 14-year-old being jealous of another kid's gaming system around Christmas. This is one true story of an anonymous teen recorded by the Juvenile Justice Exchange. There are still many other stories that have yet to be told about the injustice of locking up young troubled teens as opposed to getting them the physical, psychological, and financial help that they need. That is not to say that going to these facilities is detrimental to every juvenile, and there are many facilities that are truly doing their best to rehabilitate and develop the young people into stand-up citizens. That being said, even the most conservative estimates say that 1/3 of juveniles that are detained are due to low-level offenses and could be released without great risk to public safety. According to the Prison Policy Initiative, on any given day there are over 53,000 juveniles being held in facilities away from home in the United States. That would mean about 17,000 juveniles are being held in facilities for low-level offenses and could be better served with alternatives to incarceration. That could be anything from group homes, mental health facilities, or specific organizations or schools that are designed to handle troubled teens. Unfortunately, a large amount of the detention facilities that juveniles are sent to do not help them become better citizens. The troubled juveniles leave the facility and can end up involved in the same behavior that they were involved in before. More than that, the facilities can often make the situation worse than before. According to a 2014 report from the U.S. Department of Justice, nearly half of all detention centers and long-term facilities lock youth in isolation for at least 4 hours at a time. When we think back to the story of the teen that I shared earlier, it was easy to see that for someone that is already in a distressed mental state, lost a parent, is in a low-income household, and is only 14 years old, it would be horribly detrimental to their mental health to lock them up and treat them the way that the officer in that situation did. To then be taken to a facility that does not seem to be properly able to assist them with anger issues or their desire to steal, it's no wonder that the anonymous teen in that situation ended up in trouble with the law multiple times after that. And that was at an outpatient facility. The youths in all types of facilities have been experiencing an alarming amount of unfair treatment and abuse that no child or person should ever go through. In a 2017 survey conducted by the National Criminal Justice Reference Service, 50% of youths say that they have been punished for no reason at all, and 35% say that the staff have used force on them when it was unnecessary. That is certainly not an environment for a troubled teen already dealing with trauma to recover from and learn more acceptable behavior. This injustice of juvenile incarceration and the treatment they receive needs to be addressed. That can be done by first acknowledging the needs of justice-involved youth. According to the Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention, there are 4 main needs that they have identified. They are, in no particular order, mental health and substance use treatment, family engagement, targeted educational and employment programs, and housing. With a focus on these 4 main areas, facilities that house juveniles and troubled youth can help them best re-enter society and find healing for their situations instead of further injustice and abuse. I hope that this information has been eye-opening to the great injustice that is being done to justice-involved youth. Every child, no matter what they've done or what the situation, deserves a chance to create a positive future for themselves. These are just like every They are just like every other kid. They have dreams, they have aspirations, and they have a wide open future that is full of possibilities. They just caught making mistakes, and in many cases, were just involved with the wrong people at the wrong time. It is up to us to create the change needed to better serve the lives of these young people and treat them with love and understanding instead of ignorance and abuse. Thank you.